We're lucky enough to get Todd Bowles on with us, the head coach. He joins us at 4 o'clock every single Monday during the season. And now the day after the season, Todd Bowles Report is brought to you by Advanced Radiation Centers of New York and www.gogreenlightenergy.com. Before we talk about the game, Coach, let me ask you your thoughts on Tom Coughlin no longer being the Giant head coach.
That's tough, you know. He's a legendary coach. I think he's an outstanding person. I think he's done a great job for their team and that franchise, winning Super Bowls and everything else and keeping them respectable and relevant year in and year out. You know, as a first-year coach, he's one of the coaches I look up to, and he stands for a lot in this football game, and I'll forever remember him.
I'll tell you what, Coach, I wonder what everybody that has this job thinks. I mean, today's an ugly day. So many people have lost their jobs. You sit there and wonder, what kind of profession did I get into? I mean, certainly stability is not there.
No, I think we know what we sign up for, and at any given time, especially nowadays, it seems like it goes so fast, and everybody wants change so fast, and you don't have time to build. But, you know, that's the life we chose.
All right, so let's get to what happened yesterday, Todd. And I guess the running theme, even in the 5-game winning streak, slow starts on the road. Have you been able to put a finger on why exactly that happened?
Not yet. We're examining it. I can sit here and make a whole bunch of excuses, and we just didn't start fast, and we got to find an answer to that, and we got to be able to come back and not shoot ourselves in the foot in the process. And, you know, you got to give them credit. They made more plays than we did.
Coach, you were very, you could see you were upset after the game. But you didn't yell, you didn't have any snappage or anything like that. But that was a humongous loss for the organization, because you guys could have gone to the play or would have gone to the playoffs, and the road to the Super Bowl did not look like it was an insurmountable road. So how disappointed are you a day after that you guys left that on the table?
It was disappointing because we got to control our own destiny,
right,
and we didn't get it done. You know, to have that happen the week beforehand and give us a chance to control our own destiny and to go out and not win the game and perform the way we normally perform was disappointing. But, you know, it's something we got to learn from. It's something that stings. It's something that should sting the whole off season going into next year, and hopefully we build and get better from it.
And it was just so uncharacteristic of what we saw the last 5 weeks. The Fitzpatrick turnovers, we saw a couple of drops. Was this team maybe a little overwhelmed by the pressure of the moment?
No, I don't think we're overwhelmed. I thought we lost our composure at times. I don't think we got off the field on third down. I don't think we stopped them from getting off the field or converting any third downs in our own right. And, you know, you got to give them some credit. They had something to do with it. We got to have more poise than that, and we got to control our own destiny better, and we got to step up and make plays when we need to.
You know, the post-mortem, Coach, everybody's going to talk about this, and this is a question that a lot of people want to have answered. How come Ivory wasn't used more, and it seemed like Ridley was the featured back?
No, not really. Ivy had barely practiced that week. He missed one day, limited the rest because he had a sore knee, and he got off to a slow start, and we didn't want to get him banged up early and really be the only back that we had. So we tried to feature him more and take some off his plate.
How much was your team affected by the wind? Could things have been different start-wise had you been able to have the wind at your back in the first quarter?
Man, it's a field position game. You can't say the wind affected both teams, so we're out there at the same time. You go out and play. We don't have any excuses. They beat us fair and square.
But you were fairly conservative. I guess it was the 4 straight carries by Ridley in the second possession. Are those scripted plays that would have happened anyway, or were you intimidated away from throwing the ball downfield because the wind was in your face?
Well, at that time, the wind had picked up during that series quite a bit, and it would have been hard to throw it down. It calmed down a little bit after that, but it had picked up that series, and it was pretty steep going at that time.
Now, Watkins is a great receiver, Coach, but it seemed like Revis gave him an awful lot of respect, didn't want to get beaten over the top, and there were several passes that were made that were important passes in front of Darrell. Did Darrell have a bad game?
No, he gave up a few passes. Some of it was zone coverage, and he should have had somebody underneath as well. So it looked worse than it was compared to having him just playing one-on-one. He might have got beat on 1 or 2 of them, but for the most part, there should have been help otherwise.
And, Coach, also affected by the lack of a real pass rush. You've gotten to the quarterback quite a bit, but there were times he had way too much time to throw the ball. What was Buffalo doing to protect their quarterback?
No, we just didn't get there, and he can buy time with his feet, so a little bit of both combined. We just didn't want him running past the line of scrimmage, but we got to get a better pass rush on him.
The interception in the end zone, Coach, do you second guess that call? Because you guys were in field goal position, and if you make the field goal, you get the lead anyway, and you went for the touchdown, and that was a huge interception. What was the thinking behind that call?
Well, obviously, we were expecting them in a certain defense, and we were going to take a shot there. We've been pretty good at it the past couple of weeks, and the guy just made a great play. I mean, he made a good football play. We understood where it was. He beat him to the spot, and it's a time and throw, and he made a good play.
Now, I know you haven't been here for anything but this season, but Buffalo's won, 4 in a row, 5 of the last 6 against the Jets. What is it specifically that makes it so difficult to beat them? Because I look at it and I say the Jets are a better team, and certainly you had a heck of a lot more to play for yesterday than Buffalo did. Is it just a team that just has your number? Is there a matchup problem there, Coach?
Well, like you said, I haven't been here long, so the 2 times we played them, it's gone down to the 2-minute, and we didn't execute to make plays. But it's a division rivalry. Records go out the window against division rivals, and, they made more plays than us.
Let's talk Fitzpatrick. He had a great season, 30 touchdowns, a new Jet record. The fourth quarter yesterday was not his best moment, but do you want him back? Is he your starting quarterback next year if a contract could be worked out?
Yeah, I've stated I wanted him back, and if the contract can be worked out, he will be the starting quarterback next year.
Were you surprised overall that the guy you brought in, and I guess initially was to back up Geno Smith, did you ever dream that you would get this kind of production out of him once he was forced to be the starting quarterback?
Well, he's played some games in this league. He started quite a bit in this league, and he's capable of doing those type of things. And I think when you get a guy that's a veteran leader right there, and he's at a certain place in his life and at peace with himself, and he's had a coordinator that he's been with before and grasped the system, he made it work, and he took advantage of it, and I was happy for him.
Brandon Marshall came here, and it was a great trade by McCagnon, and you supported that trade as well because you knew him just a little bit. But so many people said, well, he's going to be a problem. He didn't seem like he was a problem at all, Coach. Was he better than you could have imagined?
He was exactly what I imagined. I mean, I know Brandon very well from Miami. We had a great relationship then. We have a great one now. And going into him as a player in this league, you mature over some of the things you do the first 4 years of your career, kind of knucklehead. You kind of mature after that and understand what you have to do. He's been a great leader on and off the field, and his play speaks for itself.
I know it's fresh, Todd, and you've got a whole off season to really think about, going into the draft and free agency. But is there anything that jumps out at you that say, we need this in order to get over the top for 2016?
Not yet. I'll sit down and we'll go over it as a staff for the next couple of days or so, and we'll break everything down from scheme to player, and then we'll attack it that way. But right off the top of my head, I can't sit there and say there's one thing.
How do you think you did in your first full year as a head coach? Obviously, you had an interim position at one point, but this was your first real coaching job as a head coach. How do you think you did?
I mean, I'm learning. You're going to never stop learning as a coach. I did some good things. I did some things I like to have back, and I'm my harshest critic from that standpoint. But the biggest thing is we made progress as a team when we started playing together, and I hope we continue that. And that's kind of how it goes. You want to get into playoffs and win the Super Bowl. That's our ultimate goal. But we made some progress. We just got to make some more.